So we are planning to do a half-an-hour session today, and mainly I want to take questions. Okay, if you have any questions regarding the golf swing, grip, stance, posture, whatever. And if you don't have questions, then I will just talk about some basic stuff. Okay, so is there any questions? So I'll start off with the questions first, and then we'll go to everything else.
Sir, today I was practicing my swing and I wasn't hitting the ball first. I thought that I should hit the ball first, then the ground, right? I'm hitting the ground first, then the ball. What should I do, sir?
You're practicing also hitting the ground first.
What, sir?
So why do you hit? So you don't really need to hit the ball. You're basically sweeping the ball off the ground. But if you feel you're hitting behind, then either you're just casting the club, so your upper body is coming down first, or your lower body is not clearing. Like I mentioned yesterday, those who attended the class, your lower body needs to clear. So your lower body needs to be here at impact. So if I'm going to show you, I'm going to put this on the ground. Yeah, I'm barefoot, but that's okay. Impact, my right knee is up, is kicking in, my right foot is up, and I'm here. So this is my impact position. If I stay down and after hitting the ball come up, then we are going to hit behind. So you have to be at impact, your right foot is off the ground and you are going through the ball this way. You don't hit and then come up. So the feet has to be active through the ball. So this is very important. You're coming into the ball, your lower body already moved. Your lower body is here, pointing at the target, then the club reaches the ground. So that is basically what you're looking at. So you're looking at getting the lower body when you're making impact. If you're going to stay behind also, then hit behind. Because your center's gone back, so you are hitting behind. So the center also needs to move forward. The center rotates. So when your center, your body rotates, your body center is finishing on the left side, over your left side. That is what you're looking at. Okay, next question. Any questions? No questions?
Just Tarun.
Okay, so we talk a little bit about the grip, okay, because I think the grip is very important. So when you're looking at the grip, your left hand is hanging naturally. So your hand doesn't hang like this, right? Your hand doesn't hang like this. Your hand hangs more or less on the side. So what you're doing is just bringing the hand as it hangs naturally on the side and onto the club. The way you take your left hand. You take your left hand this way on the club. You never take your left hand like this. You never take a grip this way. So you never do this and then hold the grip. You'll always get it wrong. So let it hang naturally. Let it come. Let the right hand hang naturally. And let the right hand come and get onto the club. Okay. Basically facing the target. So when I grip the club, my right hand is facing the target. So when I make the grip, this is how the grip looks. So if you see this V, this V is pointing to my right shoulder. If the V is like this, that means it's at my chest, means my grip is weak. My grip is weak. If I do this, where my V is pointing outside my right shoulder, then that means the shot is going to hook because my grip is strong. So your right hand should be facing the target and you hold the club. And also the club is in the fingers. So the club, when you hold, is in the fingers. And then you have the trigger finger. So my right hand is coming onto the club. My fingers are not like this. This long finger, the first finger, is a little separated like I put. Okay, so there is a slight separation and it's like holding a gun. So what it does is, it makes sure that the club doesn't slip out of the hand and it doesn't move in the hand. So that's very important. The trigger finger is like this. You don't hold a club like this, you hold the club like this. That's what makes it very, very, you have the entire club in control, the whole club, okay? The last thing that is there in the grip is the grip pressure. If you hold the club too tight, you'll not be able to release. You remember the 14 principles? If you hold the club too tight, you will not be able to release and you will not get the club head speed. What did you not understand about the grip?
Sir, I couldn't understand how you hold. I couldn't understand how you hold the club, sir. How you said that.
Naturally, the left hand and it just comes onto the club. Okay? You will be able to see two knuckles. Then your right hand also is hanging as though it's facing the target. And it just comes onto the club. So both the hands come onto the club actually naturally. The right V is pointing at the right shoulder, and with the left hand you can see a couple of knuckles. So you should be able to see a couple of knuckles. If you can see all the knuckles, means the grip is too strong. If you see one knuckle like this, then the grip is too weak. Second thing, which is very important, is the distance between the two elbows need to be maintained. So you don't stand like this. Your elbows don't get close to each other. Your elbows are naturally hanging just like you would stand. And when your hands come together, the distance is maintained between the two elbows. And you don't reduce that gap. That is also very important. Okay, so that is basically how you hold the club. Little bit about the, when you stand over the ball, if you're standing straight, you loosen the knees. You don't bend the knees, but you just loosen the knees. You can lift the club up, and as though someone is pushing you from here. So your butt is going back, your upper body is coming forward, and you drop the club. So this setup, if you can see my right hand, is just hanging under my shoulder. So this is a good thing to check. Even good players need to check. So if your hands are not hanging under the shoulders, but actually getting extended out, or is getting too cramped, then you have a problem with your setup.
Sir, I have the problem that my hands go out.
Yeah, so then you just check and put it in. If you know you have the problem, you correct it. If you know you have a problem,
Sir, I saw you. That's where I understood that I do that, which is wrong.
Okay, so you correct it. Yes, Laksh.
So while hitting my wood, sometimes I jerk up while hitting. So is there any drill to keep my heels down?
Come again?
So I'm seeing that when I hit my woods, sometimes I jerk up and my ball goes top. So is there any drill to keep my heels grounded?
It's a good question. So why do you go up? There are two reasons why you go up. One is when you're swinging very hard, the body tends to move away. Two is when you get closer to the ball, then the body comes up, because when you get closer to the ball, you're going to hit the ground. So when the body moves forward, it will also tend to go up. Okay, if your upper body goes down, then your feet will go up. So you will feel that you've come up, but it's actually because the upper body has gone down, the lower body has to come up. because the distance between the club and your body has to be maintained so that you hit the ball correctly. So your body will always react if some other part of your body is doing something else. So if your upper body goes down, the lower body will come up. Okay, if the upper body moves forward, then the lower body will go up. If the lower body goes down, the upper body will come up. So whatever you do, there's going to be a reaction. So the best way to work on this is to try to maintain the spine angle that you have, and maintain the knee flex through the shot. If you do these two things, you're not going to jump up.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions?
So, can you just show the release position again?
Sorry?
The release position. Like,
Who's asking? Tarun?
yes, sir.
So this is the impact position, right? This is the impact position. The next position is this, where because your body has rotated, the club is also rotating, right? So this is basically the release position. So because my body is rotated, the club is also rotated. Because when I stand straight, then the club is square to me. So just like the backswing position, the release position is also in relation to how much your body rotates. So if your body rotates too much, my body is rotated too much, then the club should be here. So that when I stand square, the club drops. So the release position is anything that rotates with the body. Right? And also you have to remember that the hands are here. The hands are here. Okay, let me just put here. The hands are here when the club is coming down. So the hands have already reached the ball. From here, the club has to be released and made impact, which is a split second, because your hands have reached the ball, then the club head has to reach the ball. So that creates a little bit of that wrist action, which gives you the power also.
Okay, sir.
Any other questions?
So how to prevent leaning back?
Okay.
So how to prevent leaning back?
Leaning back.
Yes, like after my swing, I sometimes come up.
So why do you end up leaning back? Okay, the reason why you end up leaning back is when you slide. One of the main reasons, see, the rotation of the lower body is this. So as though there is a wall here on my left side and I'm hitting the ball, I'm rotating. Okay, I'm rotating like this. When I slide, when the hips go like this, see, when I'm sliding, what is happening to my head? It's falling back. So when I slide, the upper body is falling back, and then the weight goes on the right side and the hands just flip. So instead of sliding, you got to rotate. If you rotate, then you will not fall back. So the rotation is basically the reason. Hips rotate and not slide. That's the key to being consistent. So that's a very difficult thing even for good players. So, you know, even say someone like an Aditya Tyagi or any of the good players who are really good players here, you will also find that there are times when you're missing the ball right because your lower body is spinning out. It's going too fast. Or sometimes the lower body is not going fast enough and the hands are getting fast and you're hooking. So the hip rotation timing is very difficult, and it is something that players also need to keep working on. Otherwise, you will not be able to be consistent.
So Parth has got a question, and Aditya, and Arun too.
So basically, the angle of approach is not going to make much of a difference because you're not catching the ball first. The way to hit a higher and a lower shot, the simplest way is to go with a higher or lower lofted clubs, because 50-55 yards bunker shot is a really tough shot. You can hit a 9-iron pitching wedge, open the face and hit it like a bunker shot, or you can hit a sand wedge but try to nip the ball, which is much tougher. So I would, if I have a 50-yard bunker shot, I will hit a pitching wedge with an open face and take a thin slice of sand and try to hit the ball hard so that the ball goes 50-55 yards. But shot in golf, 50-60. Someone had a question?
Parth has got a question, followed by Arunok and Manan.
Okay, go ahead. So this question is only for Anushka and Sunil, 425,
Oh, so I had one question, that is hitting 190 yards okay with a driver? Is it fine or I have to work on that more? So is hitting 190 yards for my age fine with a driver?
Who's it?
I'm not sure.
Parth.
It's
It's
Parth.
Parth.
The part, okay. So, depends, Parth, how old are you?
So I'm 9 years old, so
So 9 years old and hitting 190 yards is very good.
okay.
It's extremely good.
Okay, so that's the only question I had.
Okay, who's next?
Arunok.
Yes, I don't know.
So, when you are hitting from a bunker and the bunkers is very high, so how should we hit that?
Okay, so if the bunker is very high, there are 2-3 adjustments you're going to make. One is you move the ball even further up on the left heel, like in the driver. Okay, you open the club face more. So if you have a lob wedge, obviously take a lob wedge and then open the club face absolutely like a cup, like a plate, like a saucer. So you open the club, keep the club face open and try to slide the club under the ball. That way you get the maximum height that you can get. So ball position forward, club face open.
Sir, I don't have a lob wedge.
But you can open this.
So I think he can't hear you.
So you're not
Are
audible.
audible.
Not audible?
In between, you are not audible for like 1 minute or something like at the end.
The bunker shot?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what I said with the bunker shot was that the club face has to be very open, ball position has to be forward.
So you're still not audible.
Sir,
Your
I
voice
can
is.
hardly hear you.
Okay, guys, I don't have an earphone, but is this better?
Yes, sir. This is
Yes,
better.
sir. Yes, sir.
So what I said was that the club face stays more open. Okay, the ball position is forward and you take a thin slice of sand. And that's what gets the ball to go high in a very steep bunker. Okay, what was the next question?
It was from Manan.
Yeah, Manan?
How do we stop a ball going fade?
Sorry?
So how what changes should we make in the swing for the ball for to not go fade?
So you don't want to fade?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so there are 2-3 things you have to check. One is the grip. If your grip is weak, ball is going to fade. So you have to check your grip. Your grip has to be neutral to slightly strong. 2, you have to see your grip pressure. If you're holding the club too tight, then the ball is going to fade. 3 is you're going to see whether you're coming across the ball. If you're coming across the ball, you'll fade. So you'll have to work on coming a little more from inside. So when you're coming into the ball, you'll have to make sure that you're coming more from inside and not from across. If you come from across, the ball is going to fade. If you come from inside, the ball will not fade. So grip, 1 is you have to see your grip, 2 is you have to see the release, and 3 is you have to see the path, whether it's coming from there. These 3 things, if they're okay, then the chances of fading is going to be very less.
Okay, sir.
Next question is from Sartaj.
Yes, Sartaj.
Sir, I'm very bad out of fairway bunkers. What can I do to improve it?
So,
So
I'm
like
not
in
going
a practice round,
yeah, the chances of practice is less in fairway bunkers. But what I'm going to just tell you guys is what are the adjustments you make in a fairway bunker, okay? What is the main goal when you're in a fairway bunker? Tolly hardly has any fairway bunker.
Sir,
Okay?
in number 7, I was in a
7, there is
fairway
a
bunker.
fairway bunker.
Sir, in number 14 also there's a fairway bunker.
Yeah, there is a 14. So there are only 2-3 fairway bunkers in Tolly, a few more in Royal. Now, what is the main objective when your ball is in a fairway bunker? Your main objective when your ball is in a fairway bunker is to make good contact, is to catch the ball clean, right? So 2 is to obviously take a right club so that the ball can go above the lip of the bunker. So when I'm first point is to make good contact. So what is the main factor that makes sure that you make good contact? The main factor is that the body center stays still. The body center moves, the impact is going to be compromised. So you are going to make sure that the body is more still. You can choke down a little bit on the club, hold the club a little shorter, and reduce your swing. So you don't take a full backswing, you take a 3/4 swing, making sure you're very still. Then what will happen is you'll be able to catch the ball and hit a good shot. Okay, so the whole idea is to make good contact. And then club selection. So if you're in the Tolly 14 bunker, you have to see how high the lip is and how close you are to the lip. If you're very close to the lip, you'll have to hit a wedge. If you're behind and you've got a lot of space, you can hit a 7-9, 8-9, 9-9, whatever you have to. But you have to choose a club which will climb up the face of the bunker and not hit the face of the bunker, because if it's the face, it'll fall back in. Yeah.
Next is Andrew.
So I have another question.
Yes.
Sir, like my driver sometimes best like 190 to 200. Is that fine? The best one if I hit.
The Sartaj?
Yes, sir.
No, you have to hit at least 220.
Okay, sir.
You have to hit at least 220. For that, you have to do 50 push-ups.
Okay, sir.
Today is the fitness class. I hope everyone is attending.
Yes, I'll do the fitness class.
Okay. So
Next is Andrew.
Those who haven't enrolled for the fitness class, you can talk to your parents. And you know, if you enroll for the fitness class, it's going to really help your golf and you're going to hit the ball longer. So I would recommend everyone who's not doing the fitness, because see, there are 2 kinds of fitness. One is general fitness and one is golf related fitness. So we do only golf related fitness. Every exercise, every meditation, every thing that is being done is going to help your golf swing directly. Other places where you exercise, your coach needs to know what golf is. But with our fitness trainer, you don't really need, she knows everything about golf. So it's easier for her to train you guys on. What is Aditya's question?
So it is how to hit a spinner from the bunker when the flag is near.
If you make good contact, the ball is going to spin automatically. 2 things will make sure that the ball stops fast. One is the height of the shot, two is the contact of the shot. So the harder you swing, the more the ball is going to spin. Okay, the higher you can hit it, the more the ball is going to spin. So the idea is to swing hard and hit the ball high. Then the chances of the ball spinning is going to be more if the pin is closer to you. Okay, one more question, then we're going to finish this session.
Next is Andrew. So there are three more raised hands.
Okay, ball position from a fairway bunker will be towards the center of your feet. Because it should be more or less under the body center. So body center is more or less in the middle of your feet. So fairway bunker, the ball position moves slightly back from the front and moves towards the middle, but not to the right foot. Because if the ball goes to the right foot, then what is going to happen? You're going to come steeper and the ball will start low and hit the face of the bunker. That's the reason why you don't want the ball on the right foot. So if you're fading with your woods, you have to work on release, right? You have to make sure that your hands are moving fast enough so that your hands can roll through the ball. If you're fading your woods and your irons are okay, means that you're not being able to square the club head and your club head is staying open with the longer clubs. So with the longer clubs, you have to make sure that the club head is moving faster through the ball like this. The club head is moving faster through the ball like this. Okay, to hit more backspin, Andrew, you need to be stronger. Your club head speed has to be more.
Sir,
The more your club head speed, the more the backspin you're going to do.
sir, I saw the more ground I take, I get less of bounce and roll, and the ball stops at the place where it lands. When I take a lot of ground, I've seen that happen.
No, basically you need a lot of club head speed and good contact. Whether you are taking divots and all is not so important. How good the quality of contact is, what clubs you're using, what ball you're using, and where the ball is landing is also a factor. But good contact and club head speed is the only way to put backspin on the ball. The longer the hitter, the more backspin he can put. The shorter hitters can't put backspin. So if you're 9 years old and you want to put backspin, it's going to be difficult.
Sir, I want to say one thing.
Yeah, say, last question.
Sir, I keep feeding my ball on woods and driver.
So I mentioned this to everybody. So people who fade the ball with the longer clubs, but short clubs are fine, is because they don't release the club. And the club is longer. Okay, the club is longer. So the driver is going to be difficult to bring it back onto the ball, and the body moves forward. And when the body moves forward, the club comes late. So the ball slices. So you have to get your hands to move faster with the driver and with the woods. Average distance of an 11-year-old, there's nothing like that. Okay, it also depends on how strong you are and how fit you are. So two 11-year-olds, one is fit and strong, one is not so fit, will be different distances. But if you're 11 years old, your ball with the roll should be going around 400 yards. Carry and roll combined roughly, I'm saying. It will change from people to people, so it's not like a fixed thing. But
So what should be the average distance of Manan Baglecha?
Sorry?
So what should be the average distance of me?
I said about 200 yards.
Drop of 200 yards.
Carry and roll combined.
And sir, you were saying 220 for me drop or combined?
Sir, it's fine for me for 250
Because you are
carry.
special, Sartaj, that's why 220 for you.
Sir, drop or combined?
Carry
Combined.
driver, okay.
Okay, come on, yeah.
So I keep jerking up while I do my backswing, and my head comes down while I do my downswing. So how do I prevent that?
So when you're coming up on the backswing, you have to see whether your knees are straightening or your spine is straightening. So if your knees are straightening, then you have to maintain the knee flex on the backswing. If your spine is straightening, then you have to maintain the spine. If both are straightening, then you have to work on maintaining both. But if you can maintain your spine and knee flex on the backswing, automatically on the downswing, you won't come up or jump up or go down or whatever.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Anyone else? No?
No, sir.
Sartaj, today is a festival, no? Don't you have a festival today, Sartaj?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
Sir, it's a 9th Guru's birthday.
You had halwa,
No, sir.
sweets?
No, sir.
Then how are you celebrating?
Sir, can't celebrate.
Why?
Sir, I just had an ice cream
Oh, very nice.
for fun. Couldn't celebrate because of COVID.
Very good. Arunam also wants to have an ice cream. Whose guitar is that?
Sir, it is mine.
You can play the guitar?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Manan, it's fine. 210 is fine. You can play. Next class, you play the guitar for us.
Okay, sir.
Next class, who's going to sing? Aditya Tyagi is going to sing. Okay, Aditya? He's gone to sleep.
No, he just texted in the chat box. No,
He
sir.
said no, sir.
Aditya is going to sing, and 3 wood should be about 40 yards shorter. Sartaj will play the drums.
Sir, I don't have drums.
Laksh can play the flute.
So I can just do
I
this.
don't have any instrument.
Kamanya can do the dance.
Sir, I am very bad at dancing.
Okay.
Sir, I can sing.
Aditya will sing. Aditya is a very good singer, so he's going to sing.
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir, my drums.
So Naika is going to sing.
No, sir. I can play the piano though.
Oh, perfect. So guitar is piano, drums,
Singing.
Sartaj is drums. If you can't play, if you don't have drums, you can bang your head on the table, Sartaj.
Sir, I'm banging my hands on the table.
Oh, Manan has a drum set. Very nice. Sartaj can bang his head and play the drums.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay, guys, you stay safe. I think the golf course will open in another 2-3 days, if not tomorrow. Those who are members of RCGC is open. Tolly is closed, but I think Tolly will also open very soon. As in 2-3 days. And stay safe.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we will see if we have a session tomorrow also. Maybe Ruku Didi will take a session. I don't know, but we will see. We can do something every day for half an hour. Timing I'll announce every day. Okay, so till all this lockdown goes on, we'll do at least 30 minutes session with our students. Okay, so we will continue doing the online sessions. Okay, guys, bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir. Good evening. Thanks, sir.
Hi, sir. Thank you.
Anushka wants cake from you.
Yeah.
Please give. Sartaj has run away.
Okay, sir. Thank you for the
Okay, guys,
session.
bye.